Hello YouTube, and we're back. It's been a while, and here's just another update on my figs. And you can see that they're starting to ripen up now. This one here is Brunswick, and yeah, it's taken off. Actually, most of them have taken off now. Size of that leaf, and unfortunately, I thought there'd be more figs in this one, but there's only two. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to trying this one. And you can see here the nodes that you have some main crops starting to form here. There you go, and hopefully they will ripen up before the end of the summer. Here's my brown turkey here, plenty on that. But the winner here at the moment, or the one that's out in front, is the ice crystal. This thing is loaded. Now, granted, it's a much bigger tree than the rest of them, so obviously it's going to be able to support more fruit. And the great thing about it is that these figs, are the ones that are on it now, are called Breba crop, which is the first crop, but it's also starting to form main crop figs, which is great. And I've learned a lot since I've last posted a video, and one thing that I didn't do last year was pinch. And you can see here I've pinched at the end of this. What pinching does is induce main crop or fruiting, and it's something I didn't do last year, and I didn't really get many figs. And I'll use this tree as an example. This is a Bornholm tree, and you can see some bravas on it there and there. Now last year I didn't prune this or pinch it at all, and it just grew like a bush. And in fact, you can see where I've pruned it here. I think I probably took off about more than 10 branches of this. So I pruned it to this shape so that you have a structure of two branches that are going to support the fruit on it. And during the year, it's been trying to send out other branches along these stems, which I've pinched off. But now it's actually sending out shoots from the base, which is fine. I'll just pull them out. The reason I'm doing this is that if I didn't pinch or prune this, then it's less likely to produce fruit. And as you can see here at the nodes here, we're starting to form some main crop figs. So I could actually pinch this here and they will form. I'm not going to do that this year because it's still quite a small tree, and I'll let it put on a bit more size. But next year I will definitely be doing that. This one here is the brown turkey that went to the winter with its green foliage, and I had a bit of a disaster this year with it because I brought it indoors so that I could get a head start, and it started producing lots of Breba crop along here. And then when it was warm enough, I brought it out to the polytunnel, but unfortunately I just didn't take into consideration nighttime temperatures, which is a bit silly, and it kind of went through a second period of mini dormancy, if you want to call it, and then it dropped all its Breba crop, and now it's only coming back. And again, you see some main crop forming there at the nodes. I could pinch this, but I'm not going to because it's just too small. I've also collected lots of different varieties, as you can see here. It's focusing. Yeah, it's kind of getting out of hand really, because I just have too many that I can probably fit into this polytunnel or even at my back garden. Lots of these cuttings came from the States. So varieties that I have at the moment would be Improved Celeste, which is this one. We have Peter's Honey here. Over there in the corner, you can't really see it, is Chucrette. Negroni, lots of French varieties and whatnot, and this is an Italian unknown. So everything's going great. We've had 2 casualties this year, and one is this one here, which is a brown turkey, and this one actually did fantastic last year, although it didn't produce a crop. And I pruned it hard during the winter because, again, I just wanted to get more fruit on it, but for some reason it just has not woken up. Well, it did try to wake up and then it just died. I presume what happened was that during the winter, or actually earlier on this year, we had a snowstorm and the polytunnel was flooded, and this sat in a pool of water for maybe a day or overnight, and it's a heavy peat based mix that I have there, so it's retained the wetness or the moisture into it. I've tried to dry it out with the good weather recently, but it just hasn't worked, so I presume this is what's killing it off. But fortunately enough, I did take a cutting off this tree, so I have this variety growing here again if I have to if this doesn't actually come along. And another, I don't know if you'd call it a casualty, but this one here, same situation as the last trees. I should have pruned it last year, which I didn't. So I did over the winter, and you can see it started to set out a crop of brevas, and they're looking to just form here. But unfortunately, for some reason, it's just not waking up. I mean, if you compare this fig tree, which is loaded with leaves and obviously very much alive, this one is not. But at the tips, you can see that the buds are swelling, but they're just not coming out. And it's been like this for a couple of months. And again, I think it's the same situation. It's just sitting in a waterlogged mix that I just doesn't seem to be drying out. But again, unfortunately, I took a lot of cuttings off this, so if this doesn't make it, I can still have this variety. This one here is Desert King, same situation. I'm just going to let it grow and pinch off, well, maybe not pinch off main crop, but I'll just let it, I'm not going to pinch the tree to stunt growth. I'd like to get quite a bit bigger. That's it really, just a matter of waiting.